I don't know how much value I have in this universe, but I do know that I made a few people happier than they would have been without me. And as long as I know that, I'm as rich as I ever need to be. Nanu! Nanu!
Captain, my captain.
Hello! It's not your fault.
What year is it?
Focus, damn it, focus! Somebody wants to play. We're just warming up now, Mother.
You ready?
Oh, no! Wow, that is a very deep chili.
I'm a father now.
I brought my kids tonight. Could be fun. I would like to give you the Croix du Coeur for living with a comedian. It's an interesting job, isn't it?
A lifetime dedicated to his job. Roles where he poured his soul into every character, creating movies that will stay in our hearts for generations. So, who is Robin Williams? Robin Williams is a hero to millennials, a legend whose impact transcended generations, bringing laughter, tears, and a deep sense of connection to millions. But what made Robin Williams a hero to so many? To understand, we must first delve into the life of this extraordinary individual.
So what now, huh? What do you want from me?
In a world where mental health struggles are often stigmatized, and where the pressures of life can seem overwhelming, Robin Williams provided a beacon of hope. Through his comedy and acting, he addressed the complexities of the human condition, offering solace and laughter in times of need.
Hi, this is your pilot. Before we take off, I just want you to know I invested a little money in the stock market. And let's see if those insurance forms pay off. And they always have the little lady going, there are exits here and here, but we'll be out before you.
His ability to connect with audiences on a profound emotional level made him more than just an entertainer. He became a source of comfort and understanding.
No, it's the way I am.
No, you're making it all wrong.
But behind the mask of humor and success was something else, more painful and dangerous, something Robin would struggle with for the rest of his life.
I feel really bad. I guess I'm not funny anymore, you're right.
People want you to be a certain way, and sometimes you can't help but be depressed, or, just the nature of being. We have autopilot. I mean, there's something in your way. There'll be certain things that you can do that will work, but for me, I love to take the chances and improvise. That's when that's the greatest high in the world, when you're trying new stuff, or getting suggestions and playing and doing new things. That's my favorite. That's the unknown, the special land.
You've got to be crazy. You've got to, because madness is the only way I'll stay alive. Good morning, Vietnam! You know what I'm talking about? Full goose, bozo. Because what is reality?
Behind the laughter, Williams faced his own battles with addiction and mental health. The success of Mork and Mindy in the late 1970s catapulted him to stardom, but it also led him down a dark path. Consumed by the pressures of fame, he turned to cocaine and alcohol, often consuming substantial quantities in various bars and clubs.
You know, if you learn to say no, you'd probably have a lot more time to yourself.
Maybe that's the last thing I want.
For years after, Williams was ensnared in the grips of substance abuse. Cocaine, a cruel mistress, seduced him with its false promises of confidence and euphoria. Meanwhile, alcohol, the silent destroyer, became a crutch, a temporary escape from the pain lurking within. Success and admiration were a double-edged sword for him. So, the pressure to maintain his public persona took a toll on his mental health, leading him down a treacherous path of substance abuse. But with impending fatherhood on the horizon,
I'll be surprised soon. We can't talk about it now. If Venice is as good as we say, you hear that, Happy?
Is that true?
Well, who knows?
and the tragic death of his close friend, John Belushi, in March 1982. He made the life-altering decision to break free from these chains. In April 1983, with his then-wife, Valerie Velarde, he decided to quit cocaine and alcohol cold turkey. This was a turning point in his life. Williams did not seek professional help or engage in formal therapeutic support. Instead, he decided to confront his demons on his own terms and devote all his free time to his child. But did he succeed in overcoming his demons? That was a question.
When they handed him to me, we made contact. Father, son, son, father. He looked me right in the eye and pissed all over me. And I realize I'm a father now.
Born on July 21st, 1951, in Chicago, Illinois, Robin McLaurin Williams was a shy child who discovered the power of humor as a means to fit in and connect with others. His journey from a quiet boy to a comedic powerhouse began at Juilliard, where he honed his craft and formed a lifelong friendship with fellow actor Christopher Reeve.
He was the first one to show up down in Virginia when I was really in trouble. He came here to Kessler one afternoon and just, I gotta wear a seatbelt in his chair because I would have fallen out laughing. It's really, in the middle of a tragedy like this, in the middle of recuperation, you can still experience genuine joy and laughter and love.
America, beach and boss country. Thank you. California. Okay. Fuck a duck. I'd like to thank my father for coming. Okay, wow. Another reason to legalize abortion in America. Okay.
After Juilliard, Williams exploded onto the stage, playing the role of the eccentric alien Mork in Mork and Mindy. His improvisational genius and unique humor quickly made him a household name. As a result, award and recognition.
And the president for the Society of Preservation of Madness on Primetime, Robin Williams. Look at there.
Boy, somebody's fantasy.
I don't know what to say. Donka. This is pretty. Look.
Mork and Mindy.
Go for it.
Okay, here we go. I think I'm supposed to be up here. Well, once again, thank you very much.
I would also like to thank the writers. They're not here right now. They're somewhere else doing wonderful drugs.
As we say.
And for those of you at home on drugs, it's okay. And all the other people, the production staff, all the people who worked with us, around us, sometimes near us. It's an incredible group of people, and I'd like to thank them all. And thank you very much.
Throughout his career, Robin Williams balanced a successful stand-up comedy career with a diverse range of film roles and television sitcoms. He captivated audiences with his performances in Good Morning Vietnam, Dead Poets Society, Mrs. Doubtfire, and Good Will Hunting, for which he won an Academy Award. Each role showcased his versatility, from uproarious comedy to heart-wrenching drama.
This might be the one time I'm speechless. Oh, thank you so much for this incredible honor. Thank you for putting me in a category with these four extraordinary men. Thank you, Ben and Matt. I still want to see some ID. I want to thank my father up there, the man who, when I said I wanted to be an actor, he said, wonderful, just have a backup profession like welding. And I want to thank Marcia for being the woman who lights my soul on fire every morning. God bless you.
My wife used to fart when she was nervous. She had all sorts of wonderful little idiosyncrasies. You know, she used to fart in her sleep. I'm sorry I shared that with you. One night it was so loud it woke the dog up. She woke up and got like, oh, was that you? I said, yeah, I didn't have the heart to tell. Oh, God. She woke herself up. Oh, Christ. But Will, she's been dead 2 years, and that's the shit I remember. It's wonderful stuff, you know? Little things like that. Yeah, but those are the things I miss the most. The little idiosyncrasies that only I knew about. That's what made her my wife. Boy, and she had the goods on me, too. She knew all my little peccadillos. People call these things imperfections, but they're not. Oh, that's the good stuff. And then we get to choose who we let into our weird little worlds. You're not perfect, sport. And let me save you the suspense. This girl you met, she isn't perfect either. But the question is whether or not you're perfect for each other. That's the whole deal. That's what intimacy is all about.
I love being a supporting part. For me, a supporting role is extraordinary for me because it's two things. It takes the pressure off, but it's also being part of an ensemble. But a role like this, because I'd like to try and take a turn, like, you know, to do a movie like Flubber, which is a children's movie, no bones about it, and to do something like this, which is totally the other way. To also play a character that is tough, he has his own problems. No, it's a wonderfully complex character, and I love to do that. Yeah, it balances it out. That's why I always keep trying to do as many different types of things as possible, not one particular type of role.
Good
We have a really big show for you here today. Former Vice President Richard Nixon is in town. We'll be going through transcripts of his speeches looking for facts. So let's get on with our show right now. It's a song going out to Richard Nixon, Liar, Liar. Jesus. Singapore secedes. Rockefeller visits Lake Erie. God, I can't bore a nation with this shit. I gotta get something.
There was a lot of improvisation because you got somebody like Robin who is extremely, funny and improvisational. And then the thing is, so let's take advantage of those things.
Make your lives extraordinary. We read and write poetry because we are members of the human race. Poetry, beauty, romance, love. These are what we stay alive for.
There was a time when I found myself funny, but today you have proven me wrong. Thank you.
Found this outside.
Yes, this is off my Mercedes.
On television, Williams also left an indelible mark. Besides Mork and Mindy, he made notable guest appearances in sitcoms like Friends.
Why? What is wrong with me?
What's the matter?
Tim, I have a feeling my wife is sleeping with her gynecologist.
How do you know?
Well, he's got access.
And The Crazy Ones, a show where he returned to his comedic roots in a lead role.
Wow. Amazing.
What?
Your circle. It's flawless. Do it again.
Come on.
These appearances further solidified his status as a beloved figure in both film and television.
This is your first return to television in
32 years, yes.
Since Mork and Mindy.
Yeah.
Nanu.
God bless you. Now, thank you. That's my lucha libre song.
It's hilarious.
My phone has a moral GPS on it. The girl you're texting is the same age as your daughter. Reroute.
Yes. Do not do that.
Yeah.
Going back a few years in time before this interview, Robin never stopped his battle with addiction, even though he had a 2-decade triumph over it. Robin Williams faced his breaking point while filming a movie in Alaska in 2003. After a long period of sobriety, he had become vulnerable, feeling isolated and afraid in a remote town. Once again, he succumbed to the impulse to use drugs.
I was in a little town in Alaska. It wasn't the end of the world, but you can see it from there. And it was like all of a sudden I thought, I could drink. It's also that same thought you have if you look off a large building and go, I can fly. And within a week, it was like, gone, And now, I realize I can't. So that was the gift,
Your film debut as a bad guy, so to speak.
Bad guy with antlers.
Refreshing to watch somebody that's not your one-level psycho. Must have been refreshing to play, too.
Very much so. It's also interesting to bounce off someone like Mr. Pacino, who's not your one-level detective, who comes at with a whole level of ambiguity and doubt and all these things of also playing a man at the end of a career where he's just about to get out of it and get away from all of it. And one last time he's going on this, investigation, and the playoff of that, there's a lot to work with.
But do you ever lose your way?
Do I lose my way? Yeah. You find, hardcore, no. Do I find myself going, God, I could kill people? In the back of your mind, yeah. But that's why I'm glad that there still are some controls on things that keep people, these boundaries you set for yourself. When they say, let's have more handguns. No, please. I don't want to see people in traffic who now go like this, going,
Son of a bitch!
In terms of certain things, yeah, there's some things that I still believe you try and guard, privacy, all those other issues. Those are hardcore for me. And you become very mammalian about that, where it's like,
Despite recognizing his trouble within a week of relapsing, it took Williams 3 long years to seek help. In 2006, a family intervention led him to the Hazelden Residential Rehab Facility in Springbrook, Oregon. Following his stay, he publicly spoke about attending Alcoholics Anonymous meetings weekly, finding support within a community of individuals facing similar challenges. Reflecting on that period, Williams described drinking as the worst thing in the world. It was a stark reminder of the power of addiction and the devastating consequences it can have, even after years of sobriety. The toll of his drinking and subsequent trip to rehab devastated his personal life. In March 2008, after 19 years of marriage, his second wife, Marcia Garces, filed for divorce. Despite these personal challenges, Williams remained committed to his sobriety, continuing to seek support and fine-tune his recovery.
I had a little problem with alcohol. It wasn't really a problem, everybody had it. But it was the idea.
You were...
Yeah, I was an alcoholic, a drunk.
You were a drunk?
Well, yeah, you know, you wake up in a field with a road flare nicely placed. What's your name? It's gonna be fun.
What happens in rehab?
You dry out. So people basically start the process of, you know, just saying no and being among others, you know, and learning that you're not alone and working on giving up, you know, giving up that you could do it yourself, because everyone's saying, I got this under control, Gary. You keep going because there's this strange secret organization that you go to.
Yeah, Alcoholics Anonymous.
Yeah, don't say it. It's unanimous. And you go to those and, you know, you find other people who've done things that make you look Amish. You come out the other side like, you know, I almost have a year now without that, so it's good. There is this thing for alcoholics called a blackout, which isn't really a blackout. It's more like sleepwalking with activities. You're about to have sex with a hobbit. I've got to go now. Good luck.
And I've read that your friend John Belushi's death from an overdose was...
That scares you.
A bit of a rude shock for you.
Totally. But more importantly, my son. I think that was the beginning of kind of, you know, thinking outside the box of... You've got a responsibility, and it's more than you.
In addition to his struggles with addiction, Williams faced significant health challenges. In 2009, he underwent heart surgery. Despite these difficulties, he continued to work and bring joy to others.
I had open heart surgery. Will let you know exactly what the fuck it is. Open heart. Yes, an angiogram does not let you know what they're going to do. An angiogram is where they go through your groin to your heart. And who knew that the way to a man's heart was through his groin? And women, and many women are going, we've known that forever. I had a blown valve, which makes me sound like a Chevrolet, like, what the fuck? But after the surgery, you get very emotional. It's like, you know, it's like weird. People go, how are you? God, thanks for asking. And I got so emotional, I thought instead of a valve, they gave me a tiny vagina, which is like, what?
And how's your health now? How's the heart?
Good. The heart is good. The bovine valve works, you know. It's nice. I give a great quart of cream.
And later in 2011, Williams found love again and married graphic designer Susan Schneider. This new chapter in his personal life provided him with additional support and companionship.
Robin, you got married for the third time.
Third time. This is the charm. That's it. If I get married, no more.
No. But your definition of divorce is where I'm going, because I thought this was hilarious. Divorce, derived from the Latin word meaning to rip a man's genitals out of his wallet.
That was an old joke.
Yes, I thought that
through his wallet, but thank you.
I had never heard that before.
Old joke, but thank you for bringing that back.
In 2014, Robin Williams was diagnosed with Lewy body dementia, a devastating and rapidly progressing brain disorder that can lead to severe depression, paranoia, and a decline in cognitive function.
You create man. Man suffers enormous amounts of pain and dies.
The disease took a heavy toll on Williams, impacting his ability to work and his quality of life. Despite his best efforts to fight it, the symptoms became overwhelming. He was a man who had dedicated his life to bringing joy to others. But in his final days, he faced a darkness that even his immense talent and loving family couldn't fully dispel.
It's time for your next adventure.
I have no idea what I'm going to do tomorrow.
How exciting.
On August 11th, 2014, the world was shocked by the news of Robin Williams' death. It was a heartbreaking loss that left millions mourning a man who had given so much of himself to the world. His death was ruled a suicide, and it was a stark reminder of the insidious nature of mental illness and neurological disorders.
Are you happy?
I guess as much as anyone, you know.